From Alabama to California, we're watching your six, folks. Stay ready, stay free. And when the world goes crazy, what should we do? Drink up, sing it fast. It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show. Two voices you ought to know. From prepping tips to politics, they tell it straight. No tricks from Dixie to the Golden Coast. Freedom's what they love the most. Download the podcast, let the truth roll on the Denton and Sasquatch Show. This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it!
Hello, welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you live from both Arizona and California, although this is the Einor and Sasquatch Show this week. My name is Sasquatch. I live in California. His name is Einor. He lives in Arizona, and somehow, through the modern wizardry we call the internet, we make it sound like we're both in the same room. How you doing today, Einor?
I'm doing well. How about you, Chief?
Well, not bad, not bad. Just got back from a little sabbatical at my parents' house. Hadn't seen them in a while, so I went and stayed with them for a few days, and yeah, good times.
That's always good. You know, get some family time.
Yep, for sure. Oh, I know what the other thing was. We have a new email. Did you know that?
You mentioned it last week, but I think we need to hammer on that one pretty hard this week so folks can send us stuff they want us to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to use the old email too, so if that's all you have, you can use it for another, say, week or so, but then we're going to start going over to this one. The new email is sassandpals@pm.me. So this is an email that I actually pay for. It's not a Gmail. I personally am paying for this just because I got sick of Gmail and all the crap they want to steal your information. They want a ton of information about you, and I'm like, nope, I'm out. I'm done. I'll pay for it. And so this is, I guess it's called Proton Mail.
So we're not only having a new email here with less crap, but we're also incognito. That's good to hear.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true too. That was one of the other things I liked about that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, that is sassandpals@pm.me. If you're watching the YouTube, it's going to be up there on the YouTube picture or whatever you call it, the video, so you'll be able to see it. But we'll, like Einar said, we'll be hammering away at this for a while.
And that is a good thing. So drop us an email. Let us know topics that you want us to talk about.
Or somebody wants to be the first email, you can be. Make sure it works.
Absolutely.
All right. Since we threw that up there, you want to throw out the outdoor trading poster real quick?
Sure. Website where we all hang out on a fairly regular basis, the outdoortradingpost.org. All spelled out.
Yeah.
So,
good times.
outdoortradingpost.org.
Good times over there. All right, where are we going from here?
You better throw out that email again one more time.
You know, and I had the hardest time coming up with the email because I'm like, I want something that's kind of cool, but we got Einor sometimes and then sometimes, and you know, I never knew what it was going to be, so I'm like, you know what, Sass and Pals. That way it encompasses everybody.
There you go, yeah.
So sassandpals@pm.me. That is a Proton, it's called Proton email, and it's a pay-for service. You have to pay for it, so there you go. All right, so we have some, we're going to do things a little different this week. I guess we're trying some different things these past couple of weeks, and one of the things we're going to try is I have a few things that have happened in my life recently that I want to talk about, and I'm hoping you guys out there listening will actually email us and give us your comments on this, because I do want your opinions. You don't have to have an opinion on every one. You can just pick one that you like. In fact, one of them's not even really that much of a thing. But anyway, if you guys want, definitely send us something to sassandpals@pm.me.
I liked how you wove that in there. That's a true professional right there, people.
Well, I did get paid $2 an hour to be a DJ for a while there, but no, just kidding. No, the first one is, okay, like I said, a love-hate relationship with X. We have to have some place to put the show so people can find it. So one of the places I found was X, because I will not go on Facebook. I will not go on Instagram. I will not go on any of those other social medias. And X they suck too, but they're I guess the lesser of two evils, even though they've been getting really bad lately. So anyway, you post stuff on there, and if I'm not posting stuff for the show, I'll just post little witty comments or whatever I'm thinking at the time. And so I got the crazy idea. Have you ever heard of the road Zizix?
No.
It's on the 15 freeway on the way to Vegas. So it's right before you kind of get to Nevada.
Okay.
There used to be two casinos out there. They both bellied up. They were right across the border. And there's a gas station with like the world's largest thermometer or something there. But so Zizix is right before that. And what Zizix used to be was I guess like a resort sort of thing, like a spa. But it hasn't been that way in probably 50 years, and it's just like rundown buildings and stuff now. But it's just always fun saying the word Zizix, right?
Okay.
And it's spelled ZZYZX. So whoever came up with that, I guess the saying is the person that came up with that wanted it to be the last word in the dictionary.
Okay, yeah.
But like everything out in the desert, there's always some kind of story or myth or something about it. But anyway... So I mentioned it, and when you post on X, unless you're a giant account, you don't get that many people that comment on it or like it or view it even, because they tend to favor the bigger accounts. So if you have like, I don't know, 470,000 people following you, yeah, your posts get more time than say mine, because I only have like 1,500 people following me. So I posted this thing, and most of the time I'll get like a couple likes, maybe a comment or two, and the views are like, I get like 60 views or something like that. So to me, I was like, hey, that's a lot of people, but it's really not. So this is Zizix one. The last time I checked, it had 402 comments, 146 reposts, 2,300 likes, and 115,000 views.
Wow.
All because of a stupid road out in the desert that goes to nowhere.
Okay.
And the only thing I could think is people know that road from driving to Vegas. So when they saw that word, they were like, hey, I got a comment on this. And most of the comments that I did read were people like, oh, I know that road. Oh, yeah, I drove by there every time I go to Vegas, or, whatever they say. But I thought it was kind of cool that I actually got a good post for once.
Yeah. I do have an X account, but honestly, I've never posted on it. I use it just so that I get free access to their AI model Grok, and that's all I use it for.
Yeah, I guess there are people that do that, so whatever works for you.
Yeah.
All right, where are we going next? Okay. Now this is a stupid story, but I just had to mention it because it bugged me. This one's called the dress up party. So my nephew, my nephew just graduated high school, and they had a party for him at a Mexican restaurant. They rented the whole place out, so it was all family and friends there that we knew everybody. And he requested that everybody dress up, like slacks and a jacket and so you look nice, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not like dress up like Little Bo Peep or something.
Yeah, not like a dress up party or anything. No. And he's the kind of kid where he's kind of I don't know what you'd call him, like I'm trying to think of the word, like not a soc, but he likes to wear nice clothes, which is cool if that's his thing. Me, I'm like a short and a t-shirt guy. That's what I wear all the time. Even in the wintertime, I'm wearing shorts. So when he first said that and wanted us to dress up, I'm like, oh, it's going to be hot that day. I don't want to wear pants. I just want to wear shorts and, my flip-flops. But, it's a one-time thing and it's his thing. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So I put on shorts and a button-up shirt, and I still had to wear flip-flops because my feet are still swollen from, my junk. But so we go to this place, and we walk in, and we were some of the first ones there. Then he gets there, and he's wearing flip-flops, jeans with ripped jeans, a hat on backwards, and a T-shirt. And I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay, I mean, if you wanted to change it, that's fine, but why didn't you tell anybody?
Uh-huh.
So, needless to say, I was a tad bit livid.
Uh-huh.
You sound like you've gone through this before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that's, to me, that's kind of like you have a Halloween party and you tell everybody, don't wear a costume. It's just going to be a Halloween and a party, but no costumes. And then you get there not wearing a costume and everybody's wearing a costume.
Uh-huh.
It's that kind of thing. So that's why it kind of perturbed me a little bit. But again, he's a kid, so you can't really hold a grudge against him for that.
Well, you can, but it isn't going to buy you much.
I know, but there's people listening, so I'm pretending like I'm not holding a grudge. You never know. His dad might be listening, so.
Well, there's that, yeah.
I doubt it, but it's possible. All right. And my third sort of personal thing here is I had a dream, and I'm not talking about the speech in the 60s. I have a dream, but I had a dream, which I don't do very often anymore for some reason.
Okay.
And I thought, and if anybody wants to comment on any one of these, this is probably the best one to do, because I'm interested in it, and I'm usually pretty good at interpreting dreams, but this one just threw me off, and I don't know what to think about it. So if there's anybody out there that knows dreams or can interpret dreams or thinks they know what dreams are, then hit us up. sasandpals@pm.me. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. So anyway, so the dream starts out. I'm in this house. It's my house, but not the one I live in right now. It's for whatever reason in the dream, I knew that this was my house, and it looked nothing like anywhere I've ever lived before. And I'm laying on a bed, on my stomach, which I never sleep on my stomach, so that was a weird thing in itself. And there are two dogs in the house. One is mine, and the other one belongs to a neighbor. Now, I've never seen these dogs before, but for whatever reason in my dream, I knew one was mine, the other one was the neighbor's, and they're running through the house playing. And they're big dogs, like mastiff dogs.
Okay.
So they're running around. I can hear them barking and growling at each other and having a good old time and everything. And I'm just laying there trying to sleep in my dream, trying to sleep in my dream. And after I hear them for a while, it goes quiet. And then all of a sudden, I feel this huge weight on my back. Just the dog, not mine. My dog just disappeared out of the dream. The other dog, that was the neighbor's dog, stepped on my back and started to probe my neck with his mouth. And so I reached back with my arm and put my arm over my neck to protect my neck. And now he's starting to bite on my arm, but he's not biting hard where it hurts. He's biting just enough to like probe, to find out where he can get to me or get at me. So I figured my best move was to jump up as soon as I could, but in the dream, I couldn't move. He was so heavy that I couldn't get him off of me. So I laid there for a while he's gnawing at me, trying to figure out how I was going to get out of this. And as a little bit of time went on, I just thought, I'm just going to have to power through this. I'm going to have to use my arms, my legs, everything, and just push off as hard as I can to get him off, and then I can figure out what I'm going to do after that. So I go down to push off, like sort of do a push up to get him off of me. And as soon as I push up, I wake up. And I'm laying in my bed. And the feelings I had, you would think you would be scared, maybe. A lot of people would probably be scared of the dream they just had. Because, I woke up and I looked around the room and just make sure I was awake, And, but I didn't get scared. I got angry. And I just kept thinking in my head, how dare you even try to hold me down? And so then I started thinking about the dream, and I'm like, okay, so did I have a dream that a demon was holding me down? The dog was a demon, and he was trying to sway me from God, because I've really kind of come into this whole God thing recently, where I'm trying to be a better Christian and do the right thing and do things like that. Or is it something else? Is it my cancer was trying to hold me down, and I'm saying no, I'm not going to let it. So I really don't know what the dream, and maybe it didn't mean anything at all. Maybe it's just my mind, being weird. But like I said, if anybody's got any interpretations of this, I'd like to hear it, because I don't know what to think of this dream.
That's a strange one.
You have any thoughts on it?
Was it one of those dreams that seemed real?
Yeah, it definitely seemed real.
Yeah. Those tend to make me nervous, shall we say.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
They always bother me for a couple of days afterwards.
Yeah, you have these random ones where, Mickey Mouse will pull up next to you on a moped or something, and you're like, yeah, it's a dream, whatever. But then you have these ones that are sort of real, and you're like, what does that mean? What was going on with it?
So, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, well, maybe we might get our first assassin pals at pm.me, because I really would like to hear other people's opinions on this.
Well, it could be worse. I mean, it could have been a dream about, like, gladiators or something.
Gladiators. Oh, man. The old airplane reference.
Yeah. But, yeah, I had I don't know, I'm going to climb on my soapbox here.
All right.
Just to rant.
Oh, rant is always good.
Just to rant. So, I just turned 59 years old here a couple weeks ago. And so I was thinking last fall, I'm getting to the age where stuff is going to start breaking on me. It is. And I hadn't been to the doctor for, over 20 years. And so I thought, it's probably best if I just go in and get checked out and, at least get a baseline of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when stuff starts breaking, at least we know what normal is for me.
Yeah.
So I did that. And of course they blew up on me and, you're pre-diabetic and you've got high blood pressure and high cholesterol and yada, 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 yada. And got all the lecture about, changing diet and exercise more and everything else. Mm-hmm. And so fine, whatever. And so they did this heart test on me. And the heart test apparently had some anomalies with it. So they sent me to a cardiologist.
Of course they did.
So go to the cardiologist, and he did the same test, and it had some anomalies, and he ordered a couple more tests. And I had the first one here about 3 weeks ago, and haven't heard any results on it, so I assume everything must be okay. Don't they usually tell you if there's something really bad?
Well, I don't know about that, because with this whole thing that I've been going through, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Okay, well, I'm assuming that that's the case. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So this week I was scheduled to have a stress test. And I've heard all these nightmare stories about stress tests. Mm-hmm. From all these folks that are older than me, and they've all had them, and they've all got their nightmare stories with them. So my stress test was in Tucson, which is about an hour and a half drive from here. So Mrs. Einor and I hop in the truck and drive on up to Tucson this week and get to the place where they're going to do the stress test, and come to find out that they canceled the appointment. And they canceled the appointment almost a week ago, but never bothered to tell me.
That's kind of
And
like
apparently there was some kind of issue with the insurance or something. The insurance company needed another paper or something before they would authorize it. Whatever, I mean, it's standard nonsense with doctors. But the thing that really cheesed me was they knew a week before they canceled it that the insurance company had an issue with it, and then they canceled it a week before the test. And neither one of these times did anybody call me and tell me what was going on. So I ended up pissing away a whole day on Wednesday to drive up to Tucson for no reason whatsoever.
I can see why he'd be a little perturbed.
I was just absolutely livid. So I called the doctor's office that scheduled this whole thing, and the doctor's office didn't even know that the test had been canceled. So even if I had called the doctor's office to confirm the test, they wouldn't have known to tell me not to come.
Nice.
So the end result of this whole thing was the doctor's office was gonna, look into it and call me back in a couple hours and let me know when we can get everything rescheduled and all this. Well, I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. About 6 hours later, doctor's office still hasn't called me. And so now I'm really hot. And by then I had gotten home. And so I called the doctor's office and promptly asked them to just send me all the results, every document that you've got on these 2 tests that I've already had, and any doctor's notes and anything else that you've already got on this. Well, why do you want that, Mr. Einor? Because I'm firing your asses. Well, the cardiologist, he's one of the best in Tucson. I don't care what he is. I mean, if I can't, if they're not going to fix me, who cares?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how good he is if he can't get seen, right?
Yep.
So I fired my cardiologist. They couldn't believe that I was actually doing this, but I did.
How dare you?
Yeah. And I want to encourage you guys that are listening to this. Everybody has this thing, particularly about specialist doctors. If they're a specialist, there must be, something special. And the amount of crap that you're willing to put up with from these idiots is largely dependent on how special they are.
Yeah.
And so if you're just in the early phases of diagnosing an issue or, whatever, and these people can't even get their crap together enough to satisfy an appointment, maybe it's time to find somebody else and just fire their asses.
Yeah, I mean, they probably need that more often, and they might straighten out a little bit or do a little bit better job.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't be trusted to keep an appointment, are you really going to trust them to screw around with, like, your internal organs that kind of matter?
Yeah, that you sort of need to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had.
So, again, that's kind of my rant for the week, but it just really cheesed me.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. I had something along those lines. I had to get an MRI for every 3 months. I have to get an MRI of my head and my brain, and I got it. Waited for somebody to call me. They never called me. I got an appointment with my oncologist, and get online with him. It was like one of those video chat things. And
Okay.
he's like, so what about the MRI? And we're like, well, I don't know. Do you know? It's like nobody's ever said anything. He's all, you haven't got the results yet? And I'm like, no. And it's like, well, have you? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, who's in charge here?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
And just do your damn jobs, people.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Email us sasandpals@pm.me if you want to, comment on Inor's situation or any of the ones that I did, and that leaves us time for a couple of stories, so we can get on those.
Sounds good. What do you got for us?
All right. First up, this is why we can't have fun things. 2 children operating a lemonade stand in South Boston were robbed at gunpoint Wednesday afternoon by 2 juvenile suspects who remain at large, according to Boston police. The victims, an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old sibling pair, told police they were running their neighborhood lemonade stand when 2 suspects made several passes by the stand before approaching. The suspects asked whether the children accepted Apple Pay as payment. Before the young entrepreneurs could respond, one of the suspects grabbed their cash box containing about $50 in cash. As the pair fled, one of the suspects displayed a black firearm in his waistband, according to police. It's like, what is the world coming to when you got to rob a couple kids at the lemonade stand?
Well, yeah, and you don't even get enough money to make it worthwhile.
I mean, the kids that did it were kids too, so I don't know. What are they going to go buy cigarettes or something? I don't know. It just seems stupid.
Not likely in Boston.
Why is that? You can't buy cigarettes in Boston?
Pretty much, no.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
figured they were so kind of liberal and everything. I guess they want to ruin everything anyway. Anything anybody likes.
Yeah, more likely you could go down to the dispensary and buy all the pot you want.
Well, yeah,
Pick
there's
up a pack of Marlboros, forget about it.
yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot how much the world has changed. Well, basically all these next stories I have are kind of crazy, but that's what we do here. Did you hear about this one? The Navy guy that got attacked by the shark?
No.
Navy base employee is in critical condition after being attacked by a shark near the marina at the Naval Support Activity Panama City in Florida on Monday. The incident took place around 11:45 a.m. when the man, who is in his late 20s and has worked at the base for 4 years, was swimming with a colleague during a lunch break. The second person was not injured, according to Tristan Oliveira, commanding officer of the base. Emergency responders were initially called for a possible drowning, but upon arrival, they determined the man had suffered severe injuries to both arms from shark bites. Base fire and emergency services transported him to the Gulf Hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. Hospital officials said the victim is now out of surgery and may be moved to the trauma center for further treatment. Now, I saw the video of this, and it's scary. It's a big shark. It's probably 6 to 8 feet.
Wow.
I couldn't tell what kind it is because you can only see the dorsal fin and then you see the mouth coming up out of the water occasionally. But this guy's like hitting it and trying to like backstroke while he's hitting this shark. And it's a really short video, but I have surfed and been in the water all my life, and I could not tell you what I would do in that situation.
Now, yeah, you have mentioned many times that you were a surfer dude in your young life.
Yep.
Did you ever run into shark issues?
I've seen sharks out there plenty of times, but I've never been attacked by them. I mean, I've surfed with dolphins on the waves with me, with seals, with sea turtles, stingrays. I've seen everything. I've never been attacked by anything.
Huh.
I mean, occasionally you might get like a seagull or something that'll try to come land on you, but other than that,
Yeah.
the sharks leave you alone. If they do, they'll swim up kind of to see what you are. And I've never seen like a really huge one. Probably biggest one I saw maybe 4 or 5 feet. But
That's big enough.
yeah, it is big enough. But for the most part, they don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And most of the time, when these great whites or just the bigger sharks do attack, it's because they miss what's the word I'm looking for? Not misinterpret, but they don't know what you are, so they'll take a exploratory bite is what they call it, and because they usually come up from the bottom, and when they're looking up at you, you look like a seal or a something to eat, because your feet and arms are dangling over the side, and then the surfboard makes your body look bigger than it is. And so, and usually if they bite down and it doesn't taste like the meat they're looking for, they'll just let go and head out.
Okay.
So yeah, but I mean, I'm sure that's scary as hell too, getting a bite of your surfboard taken out from underneath you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who the jerks are is the seals. When I surf with seals, what they'll do is you have what they call a leash to hold your board onto your leg, so in case you wipe out, you don't have to swim all the way back to shore to get your board. And they'll come underneath you and they'll grab your leash and yank on it and like pull you down.
Oh, kidding.
Yeah. So they're kind of the jerks. Dolphins are cool. They just do their thing and whatever, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, two researchers from the National Institute of Health's Rocky Mountain Laboratories in Montana have been charged with smuggling vials containing the deactivated monkeypox virus into the United States. Yeah, we're all going to be dead pretty soon, I think.
Gee, they're trying, aren't they?
Yeah, because this stuff's going to get out one of these days. And allegedly lying about it to federal officials. According to criminal complaints unsealed in Detroit federal court, Vincent Munster, 53, chief of the virus ecology section, and Claude Q, 38, a research fellow, were stopped at the Detroit Metropolis airport after arriving from the Republic of Congo, where the monkeypox outbreak was going on. The pair had traveled via Paris and landed in Michigan on January 25th. Federal investigators said that Munster and Q brought in a large black case containing 113 vials of styrofoam, 113 vials in styrofoam coolers. After being questioned by Custom and Border Protection officers, the two scientists claimed that the case held only diagnostic and testing equipment. However, further inspection and an FBI test revealed that the 17 of 20 tested vials contained inactivated monkeypox virus, one contained inactivated chickenpox, and two held human DNA. Well, interesting. All right.
All right.
What were they going to do with that stuff?
Well, a guy with a name like Munster, you can only imagine.
Yeah, and Q.
And Q. Yeah.
But I don't understand what the inactivated. I mean, were they going to be able to activate it? Is that, I don't know. I don't understand enough about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely weird.
Yeah. So what did they end up nicking them with? I mean, you're just not declaring your monkeypox or what?
I guess so. Maybe they didn't pay the whatever that fee is when you bring stuff into the country. Yeah, duty fee when you bring your monkeypox in. I don't know. Well, they did lie to investigators, so that's one of the things they got nicked for.
Yeah.
And then here you go. Well, like I said, we're all going to be dead pretty soon. Health officials in Florida have confirmed at least 5 cases of the deadly flesh-eating bacteria Vibrio vulnificus so far this year, affecting residents and visitors in 5 separate counties as the summer begins. According to the Florida Department of Health, cases have been reported in Miami-Dade, Hillsborough, Lee, Palm Beach, and St. Johns counties, many of which are popular vacation spots. The bacteria thrive in warm, brackish coastal waters and are usually contracted when swimmers with open wounds enter the water or when people eat contaminated raw shellfish or oysters. Vibrio vulnificus can cause necrotizing fasciitis and severe infection that destroys skin. And I have a picture of this, so if you're watching the YouTube, Destroys skin and underlying tissue. The CDC warns that about 1 in 5 infected people die, sometimes just 1 to 2 days after developing symptoms, which can include fever, chills, blistering skin lesions, and dangerously low blood pressure.
Damn.
That sounds like a way to go, huh?
Yeah. Well, we got that, what is it, the screw worm larvae?
Oh, yeah, I've been reading about that, too.
The meat-eating screw worm larvae. We don't have them in Arizona yet, thank God, but Texas and New Mexico now have them.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. They're bringing it in on fruit, or I don't know.
No, what happens is the cattle are bringing it in.
Oh, gotcha.
Cattle from Mexico. And apparently, now this, don't quote me on this. I can't swear to it. But from everything I've been reading about it, there is a chemical that will kill them.
Well, that's good. At least you got something to fight them with.
Well, no, because the FDA won't allow them to use this chemical on them.
The one thing that can save us, and they won't let us use it.
Yeah, because the chemical also kills the good flies.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you, but I mean, we live out here in the country, and we're inundated with flies this time of year, particularly this year. There is no good fly.
Yeah, that's true.
So who cares if the chemical kills the quote unquote good flies? No, instead what they're doing is they are releasing these other screw worm fruit fly things that screw worm flies, meat eating screw worm flies. They're releasing male flies that have been irradiated so that they're sterile.
Oh, they do that with the mosquitoes here.
And apparently after the females breed, they die.
Yeah,
And-
that's the West Nile ones, because we had that really bad for a couple of years, and so they started doing that same thing.
Yeah. So we're spending, all this money to do this when they've got a chemical that kills them.
Yeah. Crazy.
But our lovely government won't let them use it.
Well, that's just weird.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's just wrong.
It is. I was reading, I don't even remember what it was. I was reading something the other day about some other issue they're having with some kind of bug or something like that. And yeah, it was the same thing. We have something to take care of it, but the government wouldn't let us do it. So it's like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yep.
It's only the smart people that work in government, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to weird news.
It's time for Weird News.
As if,
Something light and happy, shall we?
yes, and as if all of our news isn't weird. This whole show is weird. I'm weird, you're weird, they're weird.
Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah. All right, I remember putting this one in here because I knew you were going to get excited about this.
They're coming out with a new Sharknado movie.
No, well, that would have been one thing that would have got you excited, but no. This is your other favorite thing, aliens.
Okay, let's go.
All right, this is from the AP. One was a rotating disc that sent beams of light out. Another was a shining red orb of a hue the observer had never... Wow, brain function not working tonight. Then there was one compared to a potato and also a bean, but with a coat of shimmering fish-like scales. Those were some of the UFOs described in the documents released Friday by the Pentagon, the third release since President Donald Trump directed his administration to give the public full disclosure around what it knows about alien life and mysterious objects in the sky. The 72 files released on Friday don't include any blockbuster revelations. There's no conclusive evidence of alien life or government cover-ups, but the files reveal new details about some recent sightings, along with government efforts to explain what many find inexplainable.
Well, I don't know. Potato UFOs. I mean, that's a new one. You hear about the Tic Tacs and the Seagars and the flying saucers, but that's the first time I've heard of a potato.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually the asteroids are the potatoes, but maybe they're flying an asteroid. Who knows?
Or it could be an Irish alien.
That'd be fun. Irish aliens. I mean, well, I guess it's possible because they had the Nordic ones. Remember we were talking about that?
Indeed, yeah.
So I guess there could be Irish ones. I don't know.
Come and raid your liquor cabinet or what?
Eat some haggis. All right, or is that Scottish? Is haggis Scottish?
That's Scottish.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mixed them up. Next up in weird news, the FDA has a bone to pick with a chocolate-flavored sexual enhancement product that's getting recalled after an active ingredient not declared on the product's label. So if you're following along here, this is a chocolate-flavored sexual enhancement product. The FDA laboratory analysis confirmed the presence of sildenafil in a batch of...
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I know. In a batch of not so subtly branded Boner Bear sex chocolate.
Okay.
I mean, what else are you going to name the stuff, right?
Well, yeah.
Sildenafil is the active ingredient in the prescription drug Viagra, commonly used to treat erectile dysfunction. Boner Bears and other such enhancement products are typically sold online or in adult stores with the promise of improving libido and sexual prowess. Boner Bears item including lot BB21125, so any of you guys that got the Boner Bears, make sure you go check that number, are sold nationwide through, I'm not even going to give them a plug, but a website that specializes in pleasure enhancement, cannabinoid, and mushroom products. Oh, cannabinoid is weed. According to the FDA, products containing undisclosed sildenafil can pose, like you said, easy for me to say, can pose health risks to consumers. Specifically, it can have adversely interact with nitrates found in certain prescription drugs, such as nitroglycerin, lowering blood pressure to dangerous levels. So there you go. Finally got it all out.
So you eat your Boner Bear chocolate and then die of a heart attack.
Exactly. I mean, I guess you die having a good time.
I guess, yeah. Well, maybe. Depending on how quick it happens.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, and last but not least, here in the weird news, this is one right up my alley. It was either a huge lumberjack without a neck or a possible Bigfoot. The sighting was sent to the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, or you may know it as the BFRO, by a woman named Diane who was visiting Paradise, Michigan from the Lansing area with her sister Denise. The two ladies were accompanied by their Doberman named Snoop Dogg during their sightseeing trip, which took place in May. The dog had been spooked the day before.
Now, wait a minute.
Yes.
So these two gals, one named Denise,
Mm-hmm.
went on a sightseeing trip in central Michigan.
I guess if that's where Paradise is, yeah. Well, no, this is on the coast.
Okay.
At least that's what the story says.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected.
All right. Well, like I said, the two ladies were accompanied by their Doberman Snoop Dogg during their sightseeing trip, which took place in May. The dog had been spooked the day before the sighting at the Whitefish Lighthouse. Now, that's why I think it's near the beach, because there was a lighthouse. When they visited nearby Barb's Beach. Then, at dusk later that night, the two sisters both saw a dark, upright figure on the beach at Whitefish Lighthouse near a large pile of driftwood by the shore. They could see the figure ducking down when the flashlight they were using was pointed in its direction. The Doberman alerted them to the presence of something in the pile of wood and started pulling the women back toward the front of the lighthouse. That's when one of the two women ran and said, "I'm getting the hell out of here." There was a lot of police activity in the area that night that included the use of helicopters and dog teams over roughly a 4-mile area in the woods, and that might have been what flushed the Sasquatch out from there.
Okay.
So
Or it could have just been a convict.
probably with no neck. Why they thought it was a lumberjack, I couldn't tell you, but maybe have been a lumberjack with no neck or a Sasquatch, one of the two. All I know is I wasn't there. Oh man, some of this stuff is so crazy. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I guess I'll give that email out one more time. It's sassandpals@pm.me. You want to give out the outdoor trading post one more time?
That would be the outdoortradingpost.org.
Yeah, always good times over there. Like we said before, it's like the wild, wild west of the internet. You can pretty much get away with anything as long as it's nothing illegal. And, talk shit on your friends and whatever. We don't care. You got anything else you want to plug while we're going here?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Alrighty then. Make sure you are thankful every day for all God has given you. Help each other out whenever you can. Stay safe. And don't take crap from anyone. Have yourself a blessed day, and we will see you.
Have a good week, y'all.